Hi, so we're going to walk you through how to integrate Journity with any email system that you want to use using Zapier. Journity has native integration with MailChimp built in, but let's say you're using HubSpot, or like in this case, we're going to show an example of using Copper. And how do you want to, and you want those emails to go directly into Copper or HubSpot. How can you do that? I'm going to walk you through what it takes to do that using Journity. First thing you do is create a new waypoint, and you want to create a waypoint that will help you grow your email list. So we'll select that, and we want to actually collect the email address right in the form itself, like what we're doing right here. Obviously, you can click over to design and design it to look however you want to. But for this, we'll just do the simplest example. Style, for this example, it could be overlay, it could be embed. We're going to choose the overlay or pop-up. In terms of how to collect the data, to use the Zapier integration, we'll actually use the export data. The third-party integration are for any native integrations, such as MailChimp. So we'll do export the data, and that's really the important things you need to make sure is set up to be able to use this correctly. So then let's just go ahead and publish this. Okay, so we can see the Grow email list is a new one and it's published. Next thing, so on our help docs, there's this link right here that gives you a personal invitation on how a personal invitation to be able to use Zapier to integrate with Journity. So you'll click on that link, you'll go to this page and click accept invite and build a Zap. Now the first thing you want to do next is actually create our Zap. So let's click create Zap, and we just installed Journity, so we want to use Journity, and we want to do a new email form submission. Okay, and so I'm just going to walk you through what does this look like. So we want to connect an account, and it's going to ask for your API key. Well, where is that API key? Go back over to Journity in our settings. You can see that API key right there. So come back over here, add our API key, and there, just added this. And I'm just going to, I'll just leave it called what it is right there. So we'll go save and continue. Now we want to decide which waypoint, that waypoint that we just created over here, it was called Grow Email List. So let's come over here, see what, so we want to choose Grow Email List. And just note, it will only show the forms that are set up and configured correctly to be able to work with this Grow the Email List one. Groups or tags, groups is another name for tags. If you, in our grower email list, if you wanted to filter by this tag or add a new tag so that only email submissions that have that tag would go into your email system, you can do that there. Right now, we're not going to worry about that. We're going to leave the tags blank. So then we need to make sure that there's a sample. So to get a sample, first let's come over here. Let's make sure this puppy's published. It's published. Now we go WP to this site and okay, hit refresh. Should be generating pop-up soon. I've been testing this, so maybe it. Let's just come over here and check our audience settings, frequency. Right now I'm just going to set this as always. Audience should be, I'm going to unclick, well, yeah, I'm going to unclick any, none of those. That's probably what was keeping that from popping up there. So let's just do those and publish it. Now let's come back here, hit refresh. on this test site and see if the pop-up, there it goes, pop-up comes up. We're going to subscribe. All right, we've subscribed. Now, okay, it already grabbed our submission. Let's go to continue. An action step. Okay, so we've got it set up. So now what do we want to do with that data? We want, in this example, let's say we want to send it, for right now we'll just say we're going to send it into Copper. And we want to create or update a new lead. So we can go over here, form into Copper. We'll just go ahead and leave that selected. What you'd want to do here is make sure that your Copper account is selected, and this is going to vary depending on your email system that you're using. So I've already set this up for Copper. If you're using HubSpot or Marketo, you'll need to see what they need, what token they need to be able to get that integration, that API key going. So we've already got that set up. Save and continue. So now this is a search. So we want to search by email. So in other words, if the person's email already exists in our leads database, then we won't be submitting it. So in this case, the one that's tested is the one that we sent earlier. Then, so this is the match by. Now this is how we're going to populate. In this case, we're just going to populate the first name with first name, the last name with the last name, and the email with the email. And for this example, we're not going to worry about any of the other fields. Hit continue. And there's a sample. That's what we want. So then we can send the test to Copper. Okay, it was successful. Now let's just double check this. Come in here. We'll search for Chad Williams. And we'll search just the leads. Sure enough, there's a Chad Williams. First name, last name, and under leads. Yeah, Copper automatically pulls in all this other information based on that email address. So that's one of the nice things about Copper, but it did not exist in here before. Now it does, and so we know it's working. That is how you integrate Journity with any email capture system that you want to use. If you have any other questions, just let us know.